And you're joined by Eng Tan. He's Standard & Poor's Senior Director of Sovereign and International Debt Ratings there. Eng Tan, thanks very much indeed for joining us. First of all, well, how do you think that this part of the world has been digesting that downgrade from you guys in the US?
Well, there has been quite a bit of financial market volatility, but I think the short-term impact of that is likely to die down over time. The bigger concern is the circumstances that led to the downgrade in the US and also parts of Europe. The economic news is no good, and the governments that are unable to grow out of the debt problems have not yet come out with a long-term plan to address that problem, and that's adding financial market volatility to the economic problems.
This is it, isn't it? I mean, you've got that downgrade in the US. We've also got you looking at various European countries as well. And all of it lends to, well, nobody can really see what's happening. There's uncertainty here. And markets, of course, as we always say, hate uncertainty.
Yeah, that's right. And I think over time, the thing is we are not seeing renewed recession in the developed world right now. But if it does happen, it could have significant impact on Asian sovereign ratings here.
Okay, which countries are you looking at in this part of the world? Whose ratings are you affirming? Which ones do you like and which ones don't you?
Well, we have outlook on our ratings, and a few of them are on negative. One is Vietnam for domestic reasons. We also have a negative outlook on Japan and New Zealand. On the positive side, we do have Indonesia which seems to be going up, and the other one is Sri Lanka.
Okay, well, you know, you just mentioned Japan. Moody's has put this on a review for a possible downgrade. They did that back in May. Their decision is expected sometime this month. Now, how are you looking at Japan in a bit more detail here?
The Japanese outlook, as I said, is negative, and the main reason is because they have been through a very sharp recession, and the government's balance sheet, which was weak to begin with, has become weaker. And now you have the earthquake and the nuclear disaster, so that just doesn't make things look good for the government's ongoing fiscal position going forward. And certainly if another recession were to come from the developed world, then it is likely that there will be further rating actions on the negative side.
Rating actions on the negative side? So is there a chance, I mean, what
Yes.
percentage chance, if I was a betting man, would you put on S&P downgrading Japan?
Well, the negative outlook really says that there's at least a 1 in 3 chance that we would downgrade the rating.
Okay, let's also just talk about the fundamentals here about the Asian economies, because what we've had is contagion coming, of course, from the US and Europe. But intrinsically, this part of the world is held up pretty well, don't you think?
Well, it has surprisingly well. But the thing is, the region remains relatively dependent on exports for growth in many countries. And if there's another slowdown in the developed world, then it's going to be hit again. And some countries here also are dependent on external funding. So in these countries, if we see another slowdown and further financial market volatilities, their economy are going to be hit. And if the government has either weak or weakened financial balance sheets, then they are unlikely to provide enough support either to prevent a sharp slowdown, or if they do, perhaps their ratings may come down.
Thank you very much indeed. That was Eng Tan from Standard & Poor's.